All right, y'all, we've got with us today our Kubota SVL97. Gonna show you guys a quick how-to video on this. Long story short, you can see down here, I cheated and already opened the door, but you can see this latch right here. That silver button right there in the center, you push that in. Sometimes you gotta give it a little muscle, and that's gonna release the door for it to pull up. And then you're gonna wanna, hard to do with one hand here, but push it up, make sure that it actually latches. You do have some safety latches here as well that you can handle from the inside, but it already clicked into place, so I'm not worried about it. When you go to close the door, when you're done for the day and want to close it up, you've got to push this little silver tab here, and that's actually what's going to release it for you from the outside. So once we get in, I'm going to leave this open, but if you wanted to close it, there's a little thumb tab here and a little thumb tab here. You just grab those and pull your door down. You do want to, once you're in the cab, pull these latches up if you're going to leave your door open. They are spring loaded, so you got to pull, bring it up, and then make sure that it's actually lined up. See how it's missing right here? It's because I need to push up, which I'm trying to do with one hand, y'all, but you get the idea. There's one on this side and one on this side. That's how you're going to latch your door if you want to leave it open so it's not falling down on you here. As soon as you get in, put your seatbelt on. You can fold these lap safety bars down. Come over here, turn your key. I had already done so because I wanted to give it a chance to warm up. When you first fire it up, it's probably gonna beep and give you a little orange warning triangle on here. Don't panic, nothing's wrong with the machine. It's telling you that it's gotta heat up a little bit. The engine's gotta warm up, common with some of the higher powered diesels here. So let it do its thing. That's why I gave it a head start for this video. But nonetheless, you can see that our hydraulics are locked. That's what that little lock symbol is right above it. Our parking brake is on. But here's your hour meter if you want to check your hours. A little tough to see with the glare, but hour meter, fuel level, def level. Trying to think. In a nutshell, once you get in and put your lap safety bars down, you're going to want to push this green unlock button to unlock the hydraulics, and you can see those lights went out. If you still have the parking brake on, I don't in this case, but that's this red button over here, which you can utilize even, you know, if you're using the hydraulics because maybe you're sitting using a stump grinder as an example, meaning you're using the machine and you do need the hydraulics to work, but you don't want the machine coasting back. You want to kind of sit in place doing your thing. That parking brake is useful for that. So again, parking brake light is on. I'll release that. Headlights, push once. Tail lights, push twice, and they'll all be on. But there's your lights. Throttle. There's your turtle and your rabbit. It's just this dial here. I don't recommend running it wide open. It's not good for these machines. Pretty much anything that you're going to rent from us or need to do, this thing's high enough powered to begin with. I can assure you that 3/4 throttle is plenty. You also have your foot throttle down here, this little foot pedal. You can use one or the other, the dial or the pedal. They are synonymous. Over here, you're not going to need this button. Avoid it. This is our regen button for all you diesel fanatics. Windshield wiper fluid over here. You can also turn your windshield wipers on. Right here, you got to lift this up. That's for your hydraulic quick attach. That's to attach and detach from any buckets, attachments, anything you might have. I'm going to demonstrate that for you in a second. This is your backup camera. It should automatically kick on. You don't need to push the power button. You don't need to do anything over here. Just leave it go. It should automatically kick on. I'll show you in a second when I go to move the machine backwards. You do have your radio here. I muted it. But that's a nice feature. Rear window, if you need to bring it out, there she is in all her glory. These side windows, just like a school bus, you do pull these latches and they do open front and back, both sides. This one here actually have cracked open. Windshield wiper fluid, cup holder. You have plenty of HVAC vents throughout the machine. Right here, some back here. And then your HVAC, it's a little bit tough to see here, but it's under this lap safety bar. But you can see you got to push this button down for AC once you turn it on. But there's your blower, motor, heat, AC. What else? If you are trying to activate the bucket float feature, you're going to want to put this right joystick forward briefly, and right after, there's a little trigger button underneath it there with your pointer finger. Push that pointer button right after you move it forward, and that will engage your bucket float, famous Kubota feature. Trying to think what else here. Let's turn this vent around. There we go. Get some airflow going. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. As far as moving it control-wise, your right joystick is going to control your boom. If I pull it back, it's going to lift up, forward, down. Let's say I want to tilt my bucket or attachment. I can push this stick to the left, and that's going to curl, in this case, my bucket up toward me, but attachments work as well. Right is opposite. I can go out. If I want to move the entire machine, that's going to be your left joystick. It's quite literally back is reverse. See how that backup camera instantly kicked on, and you can actually hear I have some safety lights that are going to beep as I'm backing up. And that's nice. I can see there's nothing behind me. Do not over rely on that. I mean, that's common sense even with vehicles, guys. Still maintain, 360 degree view around you. Turn your head. Just get a good view, because you do have some blind spots, quite a few of them in these machines. But that's reverse, forward, and then left, right. Right. I don't want to tear my gravel up too much here. What else? If you have auxiliary hydraulics, guys, this is going to be a lot of your attachments. Your Forestry mulcher, which we famously run with this machine. Brush hogs, just stump grinders, anything this sort, that you're going to have hydraulic hoses hooked up into the coupler here. You need to tell the machine, hey, I have something more attachment-wise on the machine that requires auxiliary hydraulics. You push this button once, that aux button, and you actually see that light come on. That's nice. You'll even see it's starting to tell you different things down here. It's the first auxiliary, that's the 1A. There's different settings. So that's going to give you some standard flow, high flow. You'll see that you can keep toggling it, but that's your auxiliary hydraulics. Trying to think what else. If you notice this DEF fluid getting low, do not run the machine if it gets low. You can text us, call us, or if you need to fill it up with DEF, definitely do so. Not to be confused with the fuel tank, but the DEF is clearly marked on the outside. I will show you that. Meow, meow, meow. There's your fuel cap, diesel. It says right there, diesel only. Your DEF, it's also clearly marked by that blue label. It says DEF only. It's underneath that little panel. So that's where you're going to put your DEF in. If you need to grease the machine, have at it, but it's usually good for once a week getting greased. I'm trying to think what else, y'all. There's your couplers. Your hydraulic quick attach. Let's show you that real quick. Well, my machine's yelling at me. Oh, if this light, I'm glad this came on. If this orange light here comes on, it looks like stuff blowing. Don't panic. There's nothing wrong with the machine. Keep running it. In fact, even if you don't need throttle, I would turn the throttle up at least halfway when that light is on. That is your regen light. The machine is doing what it's supposed to do. It's healthy. Every machine does it. Every probably 20 hours or so, depending how much soot is built up, the machines need to burn that soot off. So it needs to get hot enough to burn that off, which is why I recommend turning that throttle up while running it, just so it can get up to heat to be able to burn off the soot. When it's done, that light will go out. If you don't let it finish and you kill the machine, you're done for the day. That's no problem. When you go to fire the machine back up, it's going to want to start its regen cycle all over again. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes, sometimes it takes a couple hours. You are welcome to leave it sit running idle. So let's say you're done for the day, but you're like, hey, let me let this regen cycle finish. so it doesn't need to start all over again the next day. Just leave the machine run, and eventually you can come over and check on it and see that that light's out. I've let it sit idle with the throttle up a little bit. But don't panic. A lot of folks will reach out and ask us. They think there's something wrong with the machine. There's not. It's healthy. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. Just keep running it per your usual when that's on. What else? Your thumb control over here, if you do have a brush hog or some type of, stump grinder, just auxiliary hydraulics, that is going to be where you turn that on. I wish I had a good example here. I'll show you the Forestry Mulcher in a different video. But spinning, I can spin the drum one way. I can spin the drum a different way. If I don't want to hold my thumb down all dang day, these circular buttons right below it, I push down on one of those and it'll give me constant flow, so I can actually let off the joystick completely and my attachment is still going to be running, which is nice. I'm trying to think what else. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, guys. I want to show you how to work your quick attach here. Let me actually I gotta unlock it. I'm gonna put my bucket or attachment, whatever it is that I have, the entire way down carefully, because I gotta take the weight off of it. Once it's down, pay attention, guys, to this orange latch here, and there's another one on the other side, orange latch here, and you'll actually see it attach and detach. I'm going to come over here and hold down on the unlock button. I'm holding it down as I'm doing this, and you'll actually see those pins unlock. I'm still holding down the entire time. Okay, now I can let go of my button. All I'm going to do is these ears, there's I'm trying to show you, but the black plate behind that latch, I need to get out from under my bucket. I know this is 101 level stuff, but I always include it, guys, because you don't know who your audience is who's watching this video. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, but normally I'm a lot smoother with both joysticks. I'm actually going to tilt this to the right in this case, and let me zoom in here. You'll actually see it push off of there a little bit. Now simultaneously, if I had a free hand, I would be over here with my left joystick backing up while doing that. But that's how I'm going to detach from the bucket or attachments. Let's say I want to hook right back up. Let me show you that. All right, y'all, we're back. Just going to show you a really quick demonstration on how to attach into, whether it's a bucket, another attachment, it doesn't matter. They're all on the same quick attach system. We're just reversing the process from what I showed you a minute ago on the quick attach here. And again, bear with me because I'm really trying to do this with one hand. And you guys can't see it, but I am in one of the world's tightest spaces right now on our lot. I have a trailer literally 2 inches behind me. So, all right, y'all, got my ears up under there and got turned around here. I'm gonna come over here and hold down the lock button to lock my hydraulic quick attach into place. You want to actually watch both pins to make sure that they fully lock into place. Sometimes if you have something off, like it looks like your ears are up under there, but maybe they're a little bit wonky, these won't, they'll turn a little bit. You might get a quarter turn out of them and you're going to think that you're locked in when you're really not. So just really triple check that you're locked in. Even before I get moving, I'll tilt this out, play around with it very slowly just to make sure that it's really on there. In which case we're gonna be good to go here. I'm gonna mosey on over to my job site, so bear with me. There are 3 bearings on the Forestry Mulcher that you need to grease every couple hours. There's one here, one here. I'll come around to the other side. There's a 3rd one here. As far as your hoses go, just make sure the entire time you're operating the machine that the hoses are not dangling down in, getting sucked into the drum. You are responsible for repair and replacement. They are not cheap. There's your pressure gauge, PSI. You can usually see that depending how good your eyes are from the cab. But as far as your lines go, I'm trying to do this one-handed. This one's pretty straightforward. We have male and female ends here. These do have adapters on them permanently, so you shouldn't need to adapt anything here. I'm gonna hook this up real quick and then come back and show y'all. All right, y'all, we're back. We're hooked up. You can kind of see my setup here, making sure that these hoses are contained so they don't wind up in the drum. We've got our 3 lines hooked up. Bring it back in here. All right, when you're ready to fire this bad boy up, make sure it's up and off the ground when you go to actually spool it. You're gonna turn this throttle up. Again, I wouldn't run it wide open. Maybe between half and 3/4 is plenty. I'm gonna turn my auxiliary hydraulics on. I'm gonna get my constant flow going. Again, I can run it by the thumb button, but for this purpose, I actually want to use my constant flow right here. You can hear it, it's loud. You're gonna want to have the door closed for your safety. This does have a safety door on it, a Forestry door.
I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.